You should be good.
All set?
Yep.
Great, thank you. All right, so we are meeting today as the nomination committee for the board officers for the Marshall Public Schools. And so we just need to talk about thoughts, input, come up with our recommendations to bring back to the next board meeting for board officers for 2021. So does anybody want to start? Do you want me to start?
Well, I think Richard would be the best for president because he's been in that position before, and I think there's just so much going on, this year with COVID and things like that. I think it's good to have somebody experienced in that position.
Okay. Shauna, your thoughts on that?
I would tend to agree.
And I was able to talk with everybody except Matt, either in person or through a quick text, just to kind of get everyone's input. And I think everyone's kind of on the same lines with that. So let's pencil in him for that. There wasn't anybody else jumping into that position at the moment. So maybe in another year that might be different, but as of right now. All right. Let's go to VP. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Did anyone say, like, Carrie, did you still want to be VP? Did anyone say that they wanted?
So yeah, so I'd be willing to do it, but I'd also be willing to step aside if there's somebody that like was excited to take that position.
Yeah. I think maybe just to make it easy, in the past, what we've usually done is anybody newly elected to the board, regardless of previous experience, whether it be personal or work, we've usually made them a trustee. Some people choose to do that just because that's the role that they like. And so that's okay too. I know for VP, I like Carrie, I think you've done such a nice job filling in when the president's not here that I'd like to see you maybe do it for one more year. And I think that would work out really nice. So if you'd be willing to stay at it.
Yes, I'd be willing.
Okay. I did talk with Larry, and he said he would like to stay as treasurer for another year. Again, if nobody else was speaking for it and nobody else did. So if you guys are good, we'll pencil him in there.
Yep.
Okay. When I talked with everyone, I know I've done secretary just for a short time, so I'd like to give it one more year, just to have a little bit more experience doing that and before moving on to something else. So if both of you are good with that, we'll bring myself as secretary for one more year to the board. Okay. And then that puts trustees for Shauna and Amanda and then Matt. What do you guys think?
I'm fine with that.
That sounds good.
Okay. I think that's a nice combination, and it gives some people just a little bit more time if they're not quite sure they want to do a board position. Gives them some more time and experience for that too. And those that feel like they're ready, gives them that year. Get used to the Marshall Public Schools before stepping into that role.
Right.
I do find there's a lot of things you just learn with time about how things run and that you wouldn't think about before about certain rules and regulations. And
Mhm.
so it is good to have a little bit of experience.
Yeah. And I like
That is for sure.
Yeah. And like I said, Carrie, you've done a nice job stepping in when Bill couldn't be there. And so that's, I think, a nice role for you to continue into. And like you said, a lot to learn, but again,
Yeah.
done a great job. So that was good. So as it stands, it would be President Richard, VP Carrie, Treasurer Larry, Secretary myself, and then trustees Amanda, Shauna, and Matt. And that's what we'll bring as our recommendation.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All righty. That's it. 1:06. We can call this meeting to end.